they do kick off the start of their regular season, but it's those Christmas Day games is what they were really trying to get back for. So, in talking to Adam Silver yesterday, along with other media members, you get the sense that the league is, definitely excited about being back. And the calls that I've made last night, the team presidents and agents and even players, they also are excited. It's just a matter of how it's going to look. Those positive tests, because that they're coming. The NBA has been, great at messaging that, saying, hey, listen, we're expecting this. They're not going to think that they're going to escape it like the NFL, MLB and the NFL didn't escape it in the NBA. I don't think they will too. So I think right now it's just a wait and see. Teams are going to fill out the protocols. And then in certain jurisdictions, hopefully try to continue behind the scenes to do all they can to get fans back in the arenas, because remember, that's 40% of revenue, as the Brooklyn Nets CEO was on our air yesterday, and he alluded to.
Yeah, okay, so this shortened season, Jabari, listen, and your good point. We know there's going to be positive tests. It's like the media, and we're the media, Jabari, still breathlessly reports every delayed game. We get it. There's going to be positive tests in every sport. It's the way it works. They get better, they come back. So are they stretching the season out because there might be periods of time where a team can't play for a week or 10 days?
It's interesting. They're breaking up the schedules. So they released the first half already, and then they're going to release the second half sometime. I think they want to do it in early March. And what the plan is that the postponed games, and they're only expecting a handful, from each team, because remember, it's going to have to take a lot for the game to get postponed. You're talking about a massive outbreak similar to what the NFL, MLB had. Well, the NBA wants to try to avoid that. So, and if they do have postponements, they can easily schedule those games on the back half, the second half of the season. That's one of the reasons why they did not release the second half of that season yet, because they're going to plan on plugging those games in for that second half. So it's a good idea. And again, they're just hoping to get away with the benefit that the NBA has, as opposed to when they first came back to start their bubble, is that testing is better, right? We have rapid testing. We have the vaccine, the news around the vaccine. And the NBA said they're not going to jump the line, but I would assume that they're hoping that it's more widespread, because what it is, the teams, the feeling I'm getting to and talking to teams, those teams that are even on the fence about allowing fans in, is that they would love to get their protocols up and running, get the kinks out, because if you're a postseason team and you're allowed fans at that point, you want to make sure your protocols are in place, because that playoff revenue, that's massive dollars at the gate that you're missing out on. And you're thinking, by April and May, that maybe if the vaccine is more widespread, that they can have some fans come back in. And again, that's playoff money that they're missing out on. And I'm sure that owners behind the scenes would love for that to be the case.
Well, listen, I've been covering the vaccines, Jabari. I've been on the road with them. Trust me, it's going to be a lot more widespread. Now, you may have a bunch of doctors and nurses that are in the studio, but good for them, by the way. Give them the tickets. They more than deserve it. All right, I got a couple questions, my friend. Yeah. We just threw up a graphic that said team parties will be limited to 45 people. I assume that means parties like a group, not parties like, hey, let's throw it down tonight after midnight, right? I mean, we talk about parties, we're talking about groups of people, not revelry.
Yeah, they're talking about groups of people, man. If there is a party,
I'm like 45 people. I want to have a party of 45 people.
And that's fine, but just don't take any pictures and put it on social media so that you won't get criticized either. Those are groups of people, and teams are going to have family and friends even coming to the games, kind of cutting it off from the outsiders, just to kind of test it to see how things look. But if those parties get big, I think they'll shrink those too. So it's only about the people are going on the road, the people are traveling. I think the teams want to make sure that it's only ideal personnel, important people, because you don't want to just be taking anybody and then that person can, set off an outbreak, and then that's going to cause problems for your league. So small travel sizes, small people in the arena for those teams not allowed to have fans. And for those teams that do have fans, I think they're going to try to work around and try to get people back in safely.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.